p.m. And if you'd stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Third item on the agenda, approval of the agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda. I'm sorry.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Next action item number 4, consider approval of both August 14th, 6 through 12 open house and August 15th, K through 5 open house on calendar. And Lisa, if you could address that for us.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We, on the calendar that was given to you last spring, had an error in how we had listed it. And K5 right now is scheduled for August 14th and 612 is scheduled for August 15th. It came to our attention in July, end of June, early July, that was the opposite way as what was talked about in negotiations. So trying to honor the conversation around negotiations, we sat down with the MEA and with Mr. Horning before he left, just to ensure that what we were going to propose to you was doable. So we looked at changing some trainings. We looked at changing those 2 dates, making the K5 open house on August 15th and the 612 open house on August 14th. It would also adjust the deployment date for all student laptops. So we've worked with Mr. Kazakis on that and been able to arrange that. So we've done a lot on the back end already to ensure that we can pull it off, and we can. We also gave you guys the communication plan of how we make sure that we communicate that change to the public. So I made one adjustment on the communication plan from the last time I sent it to you, and it's just the reader board date. The principals felt like they needed a couple extra days to make sure that was taken care of. So the reader boards wouldn't be updated until August 2nd. But other than that, everything stayed the same on that communication plan.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting
Thanks,
together
Lisa.
this notification to know, or so that we know how it's being put out there into the community. The one, my only concern on here is moving the laptop deployment from Thursday to Wednesday. It's up a day, so that puts a lot of pressure on our IT department. If there's anything we can do as a board, allocate funding or time to make that go smoother, please let us know. So
Perfect. We'll work with Mr. Kazakis and myself, and we'll make sure that we have this all ironed out to make it as smooth as possible.
all right. A motion on the table to, or need a motion to consider action item 4A.
I'll make a motion to consider or approve action item 4A.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to consider approval of both August 14th, 6 through 12 open house and August 15th, K through 5 open house on the calendar. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our open session discussion of survey results.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. For the record, my name is Misty Swanson. I'm the Chief Deputy at the Idaho School Boards Association. As you may recall, we did put out a survey to all of your staff, or as many of your staff members as we could reach, asking them a few additional questions as follow-up questions regarding the superintendent search. So today we have those results for you. The survey was open for 7 days, and we had 60 people that responded to that. I just thought just real quickly I would go through a couple of the highlighted answers on this. So the first question was, what do you feel is the most important skill or characteristic a superintendent needs to be successful in our district? And a few of the things that we saw common in answers included having experience at various levels working in a school system, balancing the needs of staff, parents, and students, bringing the community together and helping to unite everyone. Communication, I saw communication throughout the survey results over and over and over. Collaboration with both your MEA as well as other staff members and parents and people in your community. Leadership skills, in particular, the ability to communicate, delegate, and having initiative. Again, collaboration. Let's see. And another one that I read several times was being approachable. So those were a few things on that question. The next question, number 2, was how could the new superintendent go about establishing good public relations within this district and community? And again, I found a few topics that seem to be highlighted throughout. A lot of people said attending the events, coming to academic events, athletic events, being open and communicate, having transparency, listening to teachers, forming connections with community leaders. A lot of people said hosting, and they used all different terms, meet and greet, press conferences, trainings, any kind of way to have open communication with your staff was something that they were really looking for. Distributing a newsletter was another idea. Having an open door policy for everyone. Let's see. One answer in particular I felt like summed up a lot of the answers throughout the survey. It says, with the district, be open and visible, support staff, support administration, do not micromanage and let people do what they're hired to do. With the community, be present, have a clear vision, build a positive working relationship with the school board and for the needs of the entire district. And that one answer kind of had all of the answers combined into one practically. Question 3 was, what is your vision for the district? And so that's something that you can all read about. There were several great answers there as well. Question 4 was, what core values should we look for in a new superintendent? Again, a lot of the same answers over and over, which was really great. Honesty, integrity, innovation, fair and approachable, solid leadership and decision-making skills, ability to set high expectations and making sure there's follow-through, good communication, being friendly, integrity, respect, consistency, and ethics, and trustworthiness. So there's lots of different terms that people use throughout all of these answers as well. The 5th question was, how does a leader earn your respect? And I think, depending on what you all decide later on, but maybe we give the survey results to the superintendent that you select. Because I think all of these answers are really good ones that superintendent needs to know what the staff felt. So learning what they need to do to earn the respect of the staff is really important. The last question, number 6, was how would a superintendent foster a relationship of respect and collaboration with certified and classified staff? And some of those answers included listening and seeking to understand all perspectives and honoring the work that has been done, having open communication with all staff, encourage collaboration, being willing to fairly and genuinely discuss new ideas and possible changes, being engaging and communicating with staff as much as possible, being available, showing respect and professionalism towards staff. So there were several great comments in here that I think are really important. And so as you go, like we've done in several of the other meetings, as you go through this process and you're making decisions, I will continue to guide you back to both the survey that your community and staff completed, as well as this one, just to kind of remind you guys what the staff and community said that they're hoping for in the next superintendent. Are there any questions?
Seeing no questions. Go into 5B, discussion of superintendent search process. Step back up, thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So just a quick overview for today. This morning, your 3 superintendent candidates went on site tours. Lori Buckway from the district office led those tours, and I also attended. We visited, I think, almost every school. And there was even some we didn't have planned, but we had time, so we stopped in, and the staff was very, very welcoming. They were, I was very, very impressed with how great the staff was and how they wanted to show their schools and the great things that they're doing, and it was really impressive. And to see the work that goes in this early in the year getting ready for all the students to show up in a couple of weeks. So the candidates started that at 8:30, and then they've been over at the meet and greet as you all were there. And then following this, once you're done with any other district business during this meeting, we'll go into interviews. Each interview is 1 hour long with a 15-minute discussion or break period in between the interviews. Those interviews are done in executive session because it does fall within the parameters of Idaho code. Once you're all done with the interviews, the discussion, we'll then go back for another community meet and greet. We'll do that for, I think it's an hour and 15 minutes back at the middle school. And then we'll take those comment card canisters that I hope are completely full to the brim, and we'll come back here and we will read through every single comment card. You'll debrief about the interviews and any comments you heard. You'll look back over all your materials from your reference checks, application packets, everything that you've gleaned over the past month and a half or 2 months, and then hopefully come out in open session and have a decision to make.
Very good, thank you. All right, now we will move into our executive session portion. Item 6.
You want me to read that?
Yeah, go ahead and make a motion.
I move to go into executive session per Idaho Code 74-206 A and B. In accordance with Idaho Code, the school board will now hold an executive session to consider hiring a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent wherein the respective qualities of individuals are to be evaluated in order to fill a particular vacancy or need. This paragraph does not apply to filling a vacancy in elective office or deliberations about staffing needs in general, and to consider the evaluation, dismissal, or disciplining of, or to hear complaints and charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent or public school student.
Would you please read item 1, 2, and 3?
Item 1, to consider personnel issue. Item 2, interview candidates for the position of superintendent. And item 3, discussion of candidates' qualifications for the position of superintendent.
Thank you very much. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll go in by roll call vote.
Tim Wakel,
Yes?
Marianne Blackwell,
Yes.
Kirk Adams,
Yes.
Alicia McConkey,
Yes.
Derek Moore,
Yes.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor have indicated aye. We are now in executive session. I would ask that camera be turned off.